In this video, what I want to do is demonstrate the writing capabilities of the Bigme B7 e-ink tablet and e-reader. Just off the top, I generally like this e-reader, or rather a tablet, which has e-reader capabilities, but I honestly still haven't figured this out yet. What I've currently now, previously, I've been reading on a Kobo Clara, the non-color version. So I was prompted to upgrade my device because of the charging capabilities using USB-A. So now this device has a USB-C port, which is integrated in the cover, so much more universal in terms of charging and stuff like that. So you can see that my screensaver or lock screen is something based off line art. So that's super nice. It presents very well for black and white color style of art. But you can pretty much customize that. As far as the actual e-reading itself, it's pretty nice. Because this is an Android device, I use Moonreader on my phone, so I figured that I can use this same thing on my laptop. So just for an example, Moonreader is basically like any other e-reader. You have the text here. You can scroll up and down, which is really nice because this is a tablet. It's a little bit more responsive than just a standard e-reader. But if you click, you can flip through the pages. Right now it's on dark mode, which I intentionally set, but if you go on light mode, it also looks very good. The only thing that I really have a dislike for is this bottom bar here. Because it is a bit more contrasted, I just prefer the whole thing to be white. So that's the e-reading experience. In this case, I haven't tried Calibre yet, but I will do eventually. For me, though, the main point of this video was to help other users and help other potential purchasers consider if they should use this as their primary e-reader tablet. I was attracted to this because of the allure of this pen and having it integrated into the actual device. So for example, it is magnetized and it snaps right in there. So because this also comes with a case, it integrates super nicely here. The only concern that I have is that if I put this in a bag or if I carry this, it tends to flip in this manner, and then the pen gets stuck like that. So I personally think that this company should have included a stronger magnet because it is pretty weak. And then when you do flip that pen underneath the cover, what ends up happening is that the device gets activated and then drains the battery. So that's really irritating because there have been times where I think that it's closed. This latch is included here. The pen is flipped, but you can see that the screen is on and the light is on. Wi-Fi is pinging it, and if you have a SIM card, then it's also going to be receiving data. So yeah, you can see how it didn't unlock because it was already activated in this case. I'm sure there are settings around this, like activating the lock screen or making it so that you explicitly have to push the button on the top, but that's not my case. So what I honestly wanted to demonstrate was the writing experience. At the very high level, it's pretty decent, but you can't use Onenote very well. There is a feature called global handwriting, which I'll try to demonstrate later, because that allows you to use other applications for handwriting purposes. But in this case, I just want to use the stock handwriting app that is using this icon here. So as you can see, you're presented with this menu of sorts of all your pages. So what I'm going to do is click New to show you how the writing experience is. And just going to go with a blank page, New, but there are other templates here that can be downloaded for free. Office, Learn, whatever default, and then local stuff. But for me, blank page is what I like to use. Up at the top are the settings. Similar to like a word processor document, you can save the various layers, lasso tool, zoom in, and then others. I just keep that collapsed. And then your pen settings. So the various colors here, the pen type, pen, pencil, brush, ball pen, marker. And honestly, the only thing that is actually very nice here is pen. So just trying to get that started, refresh the page. Just gliding through, you can see that it is very responsive and works out pretty nice. So I'm gonna undo that. The only thing is that there are some settings that you need to play around with to manage this ghosting, but there's some place here where if you swipe up, you can clear and you can force a refresh on the e-ink. So the ghosting is gone at that point. So writing itself, the screen is very smooth and the tip is very soft. So if I write, just to show you my experience, I'll do the alphabet. Okay, so you can see that the writing was pretty even, and it does a decent job. Where I struggle with is if there are full sentences. So if I write something out like this, the lazy fox jumped over the brown dog or whatever, you can see that. So it's okay. I would say that my handwriting is much nicer on real paper than on this, but for quick notes and stuff, it's actually pretty decent. And actually, the way that I've seen people use this, they have their list of to-dos, and then they set the screensaver or the lock screen to something that is transparent. So I have an image here because I close it, but you can go to the screensaver application and then set this as transparent, click apply. So if I go back to my notes, it becomes a transparent thing. So yep, and then you can see that it indicates the screen is asleep, but your notes here are still presented. So that's kind of nice. I just wish it didn't have this bar. I hate that. But overall, I mean, it's workable. Now, for things like OneNote, doubt that I can share that. There's a little bit different experience, particularly because of how it is. There's something weird with the software where it requires you can see that it requires a feature enabled called global handwriting. And I gave this a shot prior on October 1st. And even just doing the alphabet or sentences, you result in these weird sticks. I may have run out of this trial area to try OneNote, but the important thing is that you need to turn on global handwriting. And it's really weird. Sometimes it just doesn't work. and I never really figured out how to make it work yet. So if this doesn't work, I'm going to stop the video and log into my Onenote account. So if I click around, yeah, it doesn't work. So let me log in first and I'll try again. All right, just logged in and it looks like it's initializing. So let's try again with the OneNote stuff. Okay, so I'm gonna create a new page. Turn off the typing, go on draw mode. Yeah, and there's another weird thing, like I can't get out of typing. So how do I remove this? Whatever. Anyways, so I'm going to select a pen, and right now, global handwriting mode is disabled. So I'm just gonna go select this pen and use it. So I just wrote hello. My name is, so you can see that I have like these weird alien sticks writing. So now what I'll do is I'll turn on global handwriting, and this is what they advise, to stamp that image onto the OneNote page. So let's try again. Oh, there you go. Okay, so I put, hello, my name is Patrick. But see, that's the weird thing. It's stamped on, and then it became these really bizarre sticks. So I don't know if you're someone from Bigme or whatever watching this, because it just doesn't work. Even though I've seen other creators being able to utilize OneNote effectively. So right now, as it is at this point, it just looks like the default Bigme application is what we should be using. I mean, overall, it's pretty nice. I wish there were some other fixes. But when you go to the official Bigme app, you don't need to go into global handwriting mode explicitly because it's already kind of made for this. So yeah, I mean, it's okay. One could be better, and it definitely could be worse. And I am wondering what the experience is like compared to a Books or a Kindle Scribe or those kinds of things. The one thing that I do know is that my wife has an iPad with the special tips, like a metallic tip or metallic nib, and a screen protector that has this kind of like grit there. It makes the writing feel more real, but of course I don't like that screen, so this will do the job for now. So yeah, thanks everyone. Feel free to comment and provide your experience, and maybe I'll update this whenever I can.